Yo, 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 new day, new deal. So we are back and we are gaming indeed. I just read the new news chapter of Chainsaw Man, and by just read I mean like 6 odd hours ago while at work. Today was a decent day at work. We were basically just experimenting on what to actually, put on the fucking menus, because my boss needs to update his menus from the last boss that was there, which, I mean, the menus were just very fucking bare bones. So he's already upgraded them, but we've begun upgrading them even further. And we were basically just like fucking little test rabbits, little test mice. And we were just eating shit the entire day. Shit was pretty awesome. There was nobody there in the restaurant, but I mean, just out of the fucking blue, there walks in a table of 10 that, needs immediate fucking attention, because what do we do with a table of 10 when we haven't, actually done anything for the entire day? So that kind of sucks. But before that, I had plenty of time where nobody was there to read Chainsaw Man. New chapter dropped actually yesterday, but I haven't really, I didn't read it until now because I forgot. But this chapter was actually pretty fucking fire. Seeing as this gave us some much needed just exposition, I guess. Exposition in sort of a good way, as in we now know somewhat what Asa wants. Because before that, we didn't really know. It was like very vague, and it was just kind of, it was all just theory crafting essentially, and we didn't really know shit about like what it actually was. In the recent chapters, there's been a lot of talk about, oh, someone somewhere wants Chainsaw Man to throw up a concept of like a devil of some sort that he has eaten, and then it, comes back to life somehow. That has just gotten way harder, as he has now eaten the mouth devil, and he no longer has a mouth to throw up of. Or that might make it easier. That might be a part of the plan. Who really knows? It might just be like, okay, well, he's not throwing it up now. We just cut his stomach open, and now these devils exist again. Like that might be the thing. Who knows? Who really knows? But this basically gave us exposition for me at least. It gave me a very good structure of the devils. Because I still don't really know where primal fears are in this category, but it's essentially like there are mother devils, aka the 4 horsemen, and then there are children of those devils. In this example, we see, of course, war. The war devil. The war devil's children are like things used in war. For example, fucking guns and tanks. Those are the ones she sacrifices. In order to, her whole shtick is making weapons out of things she holds dear to her. So like, oh, what if I, my whole fucking apartment, I made that into a weapon. Like, what the fuck? Like, I lose my whole college fund, That kind of sucks. But what about, like, it's so fascinating because it's such a weird concept to see, like, devils. Because, like, sure, she calls it, like, she's the mother of these devils, but is it really that simple? I don't think so. Which probably makes it weaker than Chainsaw Man in the end, because, of course, it still is a shonen. I expect Chainsaw Man to win this. But this is really, like, wrapping up to be the proper finale of part 2. And it's hitting the highs. It's beginning to hit the highs, at least, of part 1. I like part 1 and part 2 for very different reasons, but I love them both dearly. you know, part one was just like an introduction, just like straight fire, straight fucking action after action, with like really good and detailed character moments in between. This has just been, you know, a whole lot of maybe like a little too much of just character moments and no action. There has of course been action, but it's very like minimal and not really with any characters that I find important. And it's also, again, we don't really know what they're fighting for, which in part one was way more clear because we only had like, we basically only had two sides. We had the we had Makima and, you know, the agency, and then we had fucking Denji and his whole gang of rascals. And that was pretty much it. Like, sure, there's a lot more going on, and you see that in this chapter as well. I really adore the fact that Chainsaw Man is one of the few animes that actually, or mangas I should say, that actually take into account that the world is also gonna be affected by this. It's not just one country being Japan, because they are, you know, very main character syndrome, whatever you call it. Like, that's the status quo, that's like the normality of a lot of stories. But no, this, for example, I don't know where, it's like in Cuba or something, I think, like, way out in the middle of nowhere, but it's somewhere, they name drop a country. We see like a demon or a devil holding facility, like detainment facility, that I think the tank devil just kind of just drops out. Oh my god, this just fucking connected to me. The fucking gun devil is back, essentially. Holy shit, that's gonna be fucking terrifying. Essentially what happens in the chapter is that Asa, aka War, sacrifices two of her children, aka aka gun and tank devils. So they no longer exist. I think, no, they do exist. Wait, do they exist? I don't think they do. Like, in that same way. Huh. That's fucking weird, because they essentially, if that's the case, they essentially have the same power War and Chainsaw Man. So I don't think that's the case. I think they still exist, but they now have the chance of, like, you know, the devils themselves are, they might just be, like, still existent, but they're just, like, meaningless. They're nothing now. Holy shit, the fucking gun devil is back. And under the control, that was, like, a whole fucking plot point. That was, like, at least that's what we thought was the main plot of part one, is that the gun devil is on the loose. And, like, it had those, like, Whitebeard stats of, like, in the 7 seconds it was released into the world, it killed, like, it moved to 7 different countries, killing, like, 1,000 each, you know, something fucking insane like that. That is now on the battlefield, controlled by War. And not only that, the fucking tank devil is with her as well. If this really is the same gun devil, this is gonna be fucking insane fight. And I am kinda scared now for our boy Denji and his safety. Because also just the fact that so many people are after his fucking head. We also really don't know the different, like, factions that are here. We don't know, for example, the fucking Barum. Who is this guy? I still don't, I might just not be, like, a big enough Chainsaw Man fan to have, like, a, you know, a whole cardboard, what's it called, like, chalkboard? Corkboard fucking red connected strings board on my wall. I don't have that. So I don't know who the fuck Barum is, really. He's just like a guy from, no, he's not from public safety. He's from the Chainsaw Man Church, right? And we don't really know what he wants, but they all want to exploit our boy somehow. It's just like choosing the lesser evil, I guess. But they're both not too great. Good game, good game. It's weird. I really like the fact that, you know, it feels grand, all of this, with all the planning and stuff that went into this. It's great. I love it. It's, you know, it feels like public safety is actually competent. And also, like, I don't know, I might be saying all of this out my ass if it ends up being that the Mouth Devil was not really a thing that was supposed, like, the whole plan with the Mouth Devil didn't fucking work. But it seems like there's also, I mean, the thing with Chainsaw Man is, sure, I love Chainsaw Man, but Chainsaw Man has the same thing the same problem I had with JJK for a long fucking while, is that there are so many, like, detailed and intriguing characters with very different motivations, and you have to keep track of all of them to make sense of how they, like, bounce off each other. And that's fucking hard when you're not invested enough into the story. But it's cool to, like, you know, I'm just a casual fan. I watch some Sufferant from time to time. It's just cool to, like, check in once in a while to see how, you know, to see someone make sense of everything. I don't know, I think Sufferant is the only one that actually makes, you know, chapter reviews. Of course he's not the only one, but he's the only big one I know, at least. So that's nice to have, but it's also, you know, the fucking amount of characters, detailed characters with different motivations, combined with the fact that this fucking manga only releases bi-weekly, aka every 2 weeks. Like, bro, what? This is just becoming unfair. Like, how am I meant to keep track of all of this? It might just be a skill issue. Again, I still have the problem of me watching too many series at once and, like, reading too many series at once. I still haven't really picked up Soul Eater, the manga, just because it's so overwhelming. I watched the anime and ended up, like, I really liked the core parts, but the ending was kinda fucking ass. I'm not gonna lie, but I was already warned that the ending was gonna be ass. So I wasn't surprised, but I thought the ending was just, you know, they were missing, like, maybe 10 chapters or something. No, it's fucking, like, 70, maybe 80 chapters that I still need to read. That's, like, that's pretty much as Chainsaw Man is on right now. Chainsaw Man Part 2, at least. Is that not true? I don't know. Wait, wow, holy shit. Yeah, I've been reading Chainsaw Man weekly for 2 years. Over 2 years, since the start of Part 2, pretty much. Not pretty much, I was there for the first chapter. Wow. Was that really 2 years ago? Damn. Well, I guess. Uh-oh. God damn it. I'm still as ass at Oblobbles as I was. Damn. But yeah, I still had the issue of watching too many series, and leading into that, I have begun watching Invincible with my new roommate, because he doesn't watch he hasn't watched, what's it called, not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. He hasn't watched Game of Thrones. And we're like kinda into. I mean, we finished season 1, but that's a whole fucking video in and of itself. I'm just gonna yap about the two episodes of Invincible that we watched, which is, I mean, it's pretty awesome. I like Invincible so far. I really do. But it takes a lot of fucking twists and turns that is really just, like, you can feel that it's very purposely placed there for, like, shock value. For example, I guess spoiler for literally episode 1, Homelander, aka, what's he called, Omni-Man? Is he called Omni-Man? His name is Nolan, the guy's dad. He essentially takes the main group of superheroes and, like, gathers them in one place and just fucking beats the shit out of them. He literally just kills them all. And we have zero context as to why, because from what we've seen, this guy is a good guy. He's just a stand-up superhero that is just, I don't know, and essentially, I don't know if he's just, like, not, if he's, it's really vague if he actually remembers doing this or not. I'm in the camp that he does, and just plays along with, oh, well, yeah, I was just there when everybody got the shit kicked out of them, and I was lucky enough to be the only survivor, which is very sus. But, yeah, I guess. It's really fucking weird. Because I get the feeling that, okay, also it was just like lore dump that our main character and his dad are literally from space. They're just aliens. Also, this entire show is really clearly ripping off, like, modern superhero shenanigans. For example, the teen group, I can't remember what they're called. Team Titans is what I'm gonna call them. They are very clearly ripping off Ben 10. Like, one of the fucking love interest girl with, coincidentally, orange hair. She has the exact same powers as Gwen does from Ben 10, aka Ben's sister, aka, you know, the orange hair girl. The exact same fucking powers. And they work the exact same, and they look the exact same. Like, where does this come from? It's a mystery. Where do they get these ideas? Also, just like fucking Batman and the Flash and, you know, everyone. Very clearly ripping off. Also, again, Ben 10, fucking, what's he called? He's not called fucking Duplicate, that's a stupid name. The little voice guy that can essentially just, you know, copy himself billions of times. That's also a character. So yeah, there are very many very clear inspirations from essentially everywhere. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really know where the fuck the story is actually gonna go. Because, you know, the only reference point I have is that one meme I've seen everywhere where, like, you know, Mark is sitting there fucking on the brink of death. His dad is on top of him. That sounds very gay. Just like saying fucking think, Mark, think, and that's, you know, valid. It's very memeable. I thought it was gonna be something from, like, the first fucking episode, but no, apparently it isn't. I don't know how long of a ride I've gotten myself into. I don't know if there are, like, 2 seasons or 7. I have no idea. I really need to watch fucking The Boys, finish The Boys, because I just haven't. Again, that's the thing. I start things and I don't end them, even though I really desperately want to. It's the same with games, to be fair. It's fucking stupid. God damn it. That wasn't even one of the children. I just lost a heart to the MILF herself. Damn. Was that? That's already all my blood hearts gone. This fucking sucks. Well, I hope I can get past Collector at least. That was a... Well, I say it's a disappointing showcase, but I usually do die to Collector. It's only recently that I've actually begun, you know, getting good. I also just got too used to just having long nail, I think, is the problem. That's... yeah, that sucks. Invincible. What more do I have to say about Invincible? Yeah, his stat is very sus. Also, they... I don't know, they have some sort of plot going on with, like, aliens in, like, at portals, and their time is moving faster than ours or something. So, essentially, when his dad got back from beating them up, he aged a couple years, and after, like, destroying their world, but we see a little snippet of just him destroying their society. And essentially saying, again, he is very sus. He says something along the lines of, oh no, this Earth is not yours to conquer. Essentially implying that it's his to conquer. Which makes sense in terms of, like, if he has any sort of superiority complex on these puny humans. It also makes sense if somehow, I'm expecting somehow his son is a part of his plan. I fucking hate Galleon. His son is a part of the plan and he needs his powers, like, essentially a duplicate of himself. And that's why he had such a weird reaction to his son essentially awakening his powers. This feels like a My Hero Academia review, but I swear it's not. My Hero is ass. Invincible is goated. Holy shit, I cannot understate how much I hate Gal. How did I not heal? What? What the fuck, man? I spent like a solid minute there just gathering. What the fuck, man? I've gotten too used to charms and no binding. This is not good. I mean, sure, I have another blood heart to my name, but yeah, I'm getting worse and worse at this game. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow when I have more to report. Over and out.